Hey folks, in this lesson I want to talk about how to make spouts on the potter's wheel. So let's go ahead and start with a nice wedge piece of clay, center it up, center it taller, and you just want to go ahead and just throw off the hump. You want to do your step number 2, make a nice wide base. I think it's important when you're making spouts to keep the wheel speed relatively fast and have your hands working up the side slowly. I like to get all the clay out of the bottom. Make a nice even wall before I start collaring. And you're going to be using 6 points of pressure, 2 thumbs, middle fingers, and back of your ring fingers. And you really want to collar at the same speed that you're pulling. So move your hands up the side nice and slow. It's very important when making spouts to make sure it's wider on the bottom and more narrow on the top. This is actually going to increase the pressure of whatever you're pouring out of there. It's going to literally shoot it out and then pull it back in to minimize dripping. The top of the spout is also very critical. You're going to want a nice sharp edge on the inside. You can use a needle tool for this. The sharper the edge on the inside, the more it's going to cut off the flow. You want it to be relatively narrow, but not too narrow so it may glaze shut. You could clean it up or you could smooth it off. I also like to give the spout a little bit of a turn. You can do that with pretty easily with 4 fingers and just give it a slightest turn for now. You can bend it more after you get it off. If you pull too hard, it's going to want to kink. You can see how it's already looking like a spout. The spout's going to be cut at something like an angle, something like that. It's going to be going on the pot that way. Let's go ahead and make another one. You want your spout to be proportionate to your pot. You don't want it to be too long or too stubby. And again, I'll just make another one. This guy just like to go down about a knuckle's depth. Pull out a wider bottom than you think necessary. And then a lot of it is all about collaring. Remember, fast wheel speed, slow hands is going to help you with your spouts. Get the clay out of there, make a nice even wall, and then collar it in. people like a little reservoir on the bottom of their spouts. Remember, you want to sharpen the edge on the inside. Needle tool is pretty easy. And you want to give it just the slightest little turn. Remember, your spouts are going to taper in width. Give them a slightest turn. And when applying your spout, make sure that it's actually, the tip of it is a little bit higher or the same height as the rim of the pot, but never lower, or you can only fill it up that high.